Can I tell y'all what's frustrating me today? What's pissing me off today? Because Christians do not want the world to get better. They're faking like they're here to change the world, save the world, minister mission to the world, but they do not want the world to get better. And I'll take it a step further because they're leading a charge on most of the problems that we're experiencing here in America today and across the world. Let's talk about it. One of the craziest phenomenons that I'm experiencing is that I have intelligent and seemingly rational people who make horrible choices for their lives every single day. And I had to say, why are you not doing what's best for you? Why are you not speaking up for yourself? Why are you not setting appropriate boundaries? Why are you not going after the promotion? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell me it's because of some kind of indoctrinated family tradition, some kind of illogical thinking that they have been taught that's governing their mind and keeping them from doing what makes sense and what is best. Like, it's so fucking frustrating of why black people specifically and women in general don't do what makes logical sense because of religious indoctrination that's keeping us stuck and is keeping us behind. It's keeping women in harmful and abusive situations. It's keeping us from doing what is best for us, what's best for our community, what's best for our children, because we're trying to fit into a religious box. And black people haven't accepted that we are not practicing Christianity. What we call as Christianity is African spiritualism that is cloaked under a loose veil of Christianity. But the real Christianity, if you read in the Bible, if you're paying attention, it includes incest, pedophilia, genocide, colonization, slavery, so many different themes that are present within the Bible. It is not condemning these things in any way. It is not talking down to these things in any way. As a matter of fact, it's giving a blueprint and a playbook on how to divide and conquer the world through religious indoctrination and brainwashing, pretty much. The reason why Donald Trump and all of these MAGA people can be so pro-Christian in their hatred, in their bigotry, is because the Bible is promoting that, and black people do not want to accept it, because not my Jesus. There is a reason why they had to change Jesus into white, because that is who they're serving. And you have to understand, well, I'm not serving him. I'm serving black Jesus. No, you're not. You're practicing King James of England's version of Christianity, and it's been colonized, and it's harmful. A lot of that stuff is sexist, biased, misogynistic, patriarchal, capitalistic, selfish, stingy. I mean, like, there's so many. It's so frustrating acting like, well, I follow Jesus. The Bible don't even follow Jesus. And black people so are clinging on to Jesus is my one savior and that we're missing the forest for the trees. God wrapped himself in human flesh and sent himself to the earth to become a Hebrew man that only practiced ministry for 3 years, was gone between 12 and 30. We don't know nothing about him, nothing that happened. None of his disciples could read or write, but suddenly they wrote the most reprinted book that's ever existed. Like, we're literally creating stuff in our head. We have a very small little window of Jesus and mostly Paul, and then largely Old Testament Jewish Hebrew thinking. And then we're wondering why we don't have no power. And then the fact that Christianity keeps its people from actually making the world better and saving the world, because we're fulfilling a prophecy about the end times. We are actively participating in not making the world better in order to fulfill a prophecy about how terrible the world gets. And then we're wondering why we say the church don't have no power. The church don't have no power because it's not even trying to make the world better or change the world. It is accepting the horrors of this world and acting like that's what's supposed to happen in order for Jesus to ride in on a white horse, have a big showdown with the devil. Because why wouldn't God just destroy the devil? No, because Jesus has to come back with a flaming sword, have a showdown with the devil, and prove to everybody that he is Lord. Trying to make it make sense. The shit don't make sense. And they wonder why people are leaving the church 6-1. For every one person that comes, 6 people leave because they're realizing this is a sham. There is no plan for making the world better, for saving humanity, for stopping all of these atrocities from happening. We are waiting for it to happen. As a matter of fact, we are championing it happening, because that means Jesus is coming back to get us. Any minute, Daddy is coming to pick us up, I promise. And the world is falling apart. And we're sitting in there singing and shouting and clapping and just putting on nice dresses at the meeting. Looking at a damn fool. Not doing anything to make the world better. Don't have no power, no political power, no power to change nothing. And we're happy with taking away other people's rights as long as it aligns with us. But what we don't understand is, if you can change the rules in order to fit a certain group of people, even if the group is Christians, even if it's your group, So yeah, I want the 10 Commandments. I want prayer in school. I want all of these things happening until it is your rights being stripped away. Do you want them enforcing Muslim prayer in school? Do you want them enforcing Buddhist prayers in school? No, but you want them enforcing yours. So you're happy to have the Muslims' rights stripped away. You're happy to have every other religious right stripped away as long as your way is in power. But once they get the power over you, they're also going to take your rights. And the church is complicit in this problem. The church is actually leading the charge in this problem. And the black Christians don't want to take accountability for it because not my Jesus. It's delusional at a point. At a point, there's a point of faith, but then there is a point of complete delusion where we're acting like the world is somehow going to get better while we actually are hoping that it gets worse in order to fulfill the prophecy, and then wondering why people are not drawn to this powerless religion that makes you a slave to it, robs you of your happiness, because God didn't promise you happiness. He made you a servant. You should be humble and lowly and meek and mild and sad. And I'm trying to raise women's self-esteem, and the church told them that they should not feel good about themselves because they're supposed to think horrible of themselves. It is so frustrating. It is nonsensical. It's like insanity that we're trying to make this make sense still in 2026, and it's ludicrous.